Good evening. Oh, boy, I feel like I've been ran over by a freight train. Good evening. As you saw the video, I want how come the picture. Oh, well, I'm new at this kind of crap. As you know, we got I think about 3 inches of snow today. I did get out about 12 o'clock. I had to take a broom and clean the snow off of my windows. Well, I checked the oil. I was about a quart low, so after I went to the newspaper place, I stopped at the dollar store and got me a quart of oil and put it in the car. To your new people that's watching this, I'm 70 plus on a fixed income, around $900, give or take a little. 4 heart attacks, high blood pressure. Hello, Joshua. Diabetes, arthritis, back problems, and all this. You're welcome. And just follow the guidelines. Guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines here. You know, no cussing, no harassment. I'm eating a candy bar. And where you get along? And anybody who got pets, kitty cats, doggies, or your favorite animal, you're welcome. If you're married, single, all this, you're welcome. I want to thank all you young people that help us old people out. You know, understand computers. And see, I wish I could somehow, you see my father, that's my father, my mother, and my daughter when she was little. And my dad was a Mason in Lodge 226 in Charlestown, Indiana. My mom, you see, Margaret Cartwright, she was the grand organist for Eastern Star in Indiana. Any of you all at Mason or in Eastern Star, you know who I'm talking about. And they also, if your dad or mom's an Eastern Star or a Mason, if there's a girl in the family, most of the time the daughters can be in Job's daughters, you know. But my dad, his job as a Mason, he was a secretary and treasurer. He was one of the original guys, if I remember right, started Lodge 226 there in Charlestown on Main Street. And all this. And he was also a member of the Lions Club. He was on the cemetery, Charlestown, Indiana Cemetery Board, where I worked since I was 12 years old, paying into Social Security, had to get a school work permit, and all this. It probably, back then, I probably was getting paid 50 cents an hour. You know, you people say, how can you survive on 50 cents an hour? Back there then, it was easy. It was easy. Gasoline was 10 to 15 cents a gallon. A bottle of pop was about 10 cents a bottle. And telephones, well, you kids probably don't know about telephone booths. You know, I had a door you can go in and shut it, put your dime in. It could have been a nickel, but I'm thinking maybe a nickel too. Then it went up to a dime. They don't have phone booths anymore, but in some places it has telephones where you put money in it. And you all seen on TV emergency with Gage and them. You saw a payphone up in the wall. That's what a payphone is. Hello, Jameson. Hello, Sally. How my favorite niece doing? I used to know somebody named Sally that lived in Charlestown. Her mom and dad's dead. I think she's still alive. Okay, I give a shout out to Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Help me get my subscribers up. You're welcome, my friend. And if you help me get my subscribers up. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by Christmas. That's 23 days. Since today's the 2nd. 23 days. Yeah, I had to look. And I like to get 1,000 subscribers. I need about 200 and something. Let you know what the temperature is outside. I check it's 20, I think it was 26 degrees. I want to thank everybody in Canada. Like, I like your people in Canada. No matter where you live in Canada, Canada is a pretty nice place to live. And you all know 709 in Canada. He's in the Providence. I know I'm going to screw this up. Newfoundland. Newfoundland. They're supposed to get tonight, sometime tonight, 15 to 20 inches of snow up there in Canada where 709 lives. Lord, if we got 15 to 20 inches of snow, I couldn't get out. All my kitty cats would be up on the porch. You know, it'd be hard for them to walk through 15 to 20 inches of snow. I hope I got another candy bar. You know, I only had about an inch of that candy bar. But, you know, tomorrow I'm going to take a road trip. Got to go to the bank, take some money out, then go to Tractor Supply, get 2 bags of 44-pound bag of cat food, what they call multiple cats, which I showed you that. And on the 3rd of last month, I show you the receipt, what I paid for 2 bags. Really, people, I need 3 bags. There's about $30 a bag, about what it is. I look on Walmart and other places that's close to me. They don't have nothing that big. You know, but 2 bags, that's 88 pounds. 88. Thank you for the red hearts, whoever you are. I want to say hi to all the foxy ladies that just sits in the background and just watch. And I had pizza tonight, a Red Baron brick house or brick something, pepperoni and cheese pizza tonight. Maybe it could have cooked for 5 more minutes. Maybe. But you know, December is a sad month for people because of Christmas, just like Thanksgiving. Because they lost somebody. Like me, I lost my mother and my dad. It's not the same, you know, on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And there's a moderator on here. He lost his mom on Christmas Day. It's a bad time for that person. I want to thank you all that has adopted me as your grandpa, your uncle. Hello, you got that 15 inches of snow yet? 709. I about fell over 15 or 20 inches. Man, I'd be stuck in my house. 15 inches, I couldn't get out of my driveway. Lord. Well, without my cameras, when you're inside, this house is so well insulated. The double pane windows is so quiet. Not here. Last time we got more than 20 inches of snow, I believe it was either 78, somewhere like that. It shut down everything. You couldn't get out of your yard. You couldn't go down the expressway. They shut down Indiana and Kentucky. The snow plows couldn't get out. And if you was an 18-wheeler and you had a bulldozer on your flatbed, you had to take it off and help clean the road. Lord. But that snow they had my Uncle Nick, my cousin Nicky with their bulldozers, their graders, because even the county road department couldn't do nothing. I think it was 78. Yeah, it has to be 78. Oh, somebody remind me. I guess you can look it up. When was the biggest snowstorm in Indiana? I mean, it was, I said a couple of feet, maybe 24 inches, or maybe more. That ain't counting the snow drifts. And people who had dump trucks, they put the snow in the back of those dump trucks. And you all seen probably national news where a truck driver was hanging off the 2nd Street Bridge right there at Louisville, Kentucky and Indiana border. They would back up there and dump the snow over the bridge, or they would get down in Jeffersonville on the Indiana side, New Albany side, and dump the snow into the river. I haven't seen any snow like it since then, but I mean, people, it shut down everything. I don't think they had internet back there then. I don't think. But that was a bad snowstorm. That year, people, there was a whole bunch of babies born after that snowstorm. Because you couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't go to the grocery store. The wife couldn't go to work. We were stuck at home. I think it was 78. Somewhere in that, or maybe 88, somewhere in there. It was so long ago, people. I can't remember. I think they even had the National Guard out. I know in Kentucky, they had Fort Knox people out to clean the snow off down there by Fort Knox, Kentucky. And that was a bad winter. And, I just take this shirt off when I go to bed and hang it up. Then I put it back on. So, and you people, you can look it up. If you get down to Louisville, Kentucky before Christmas, you can look it up on the internet. Light up, let's see, Christmas lights underground or light up underground or something like that. They got lights underground. And I forget how many acres is underground. Some places you can't go through. Man, I wish I knew where to look. It's light up Christmas lights underground or something in Louisville, Kentucky. And you can go a carload, bus load. You can go through it. And it is beautiful. I've never been through that. They got other roads in the tunnel. You can even drive an 18-wheeler through it. That's how high it is. They got storage areas for maybe certain food or certain things they store that you can't get back to. Security is so tight. I can't remember what they store underground. I believe, but I'm not sure, I think there's people living back there underground, no sunlight, don't need air condition. You might need a few extra blankets, but I think it's about 68 degrees, something like it, year round. And I don't even know how to get to that underground lighting Christmas. They got beautiful lights for what they show on TV. And you people in the United States or maybe other countries, when I was a kid going to Grandma's house in Orleans, Indiana, especially around Christmas time or the month of December, they had a contest who had the best Christmas decorations. Hello, Jesus. Welcome back. I don't know if I want to live for a couple of 100 years. Because if I lived to be 200 years old, all my kids would be dead. And if I was married, she would be dead. But will I ever get married again? No. I live with them, but I ain't get married again. But, we still can get along. We still can get along. Everybody deserves a second chance. A person who beats a woman, do they deserve it? In my book, no. I don't blame you, ladies, for leaving him because of the abuse you went through. But But when you all get married, you're supposed to be true to each other, not cheat on each other. You know. I have a few wives that cheated on me, and I had two that didn't cheat on me. They stayed true. No matter if my son's mother, she always stayed true to me. Since today is the second, 4 more days, my son's mother been dead 2 years. And she was a good woman. Even when she was sick with cancer, she died of cancer. She loved me. She forgave me for being an a-hole. She told me that. And that lady, she went to heaven. She's up in heaven. Like I said, the cats had their cat food. They had their milk. I cut up 5 hot dogs, little beanie weenies, the real thin beanie weenies. And they ate that. That's something special they get since I'm out of ham. They did have some chicken. The outside cats, they ate chicken, chicken bones, chicken fat. Outside kitty cats, they're used to eating bones. They catch birds, the squirrels, the mouses, the moles. Their bones. They eat the whole 9 yards. And they're used to, but the inside cats is not. I don't have mice running around my house 24/7. I don't have moles in my house running around. They can't find their way. They're blind as a bat. You go out in my backyard, you can walk on them molehills. And but I want you people check on your neighbors. See if they're okay. See if they need anything. Because your neighbors can't get out to clean their sidewalk off or their driveway off. Help them. I know some of you want to get paid for it. But God wants you to do it for free. Help your neighbors out. Because they can't get out to clean their sidewalk off. If they got a mailbox up on the porch, that's no problem. But if they got a mailbox, a few feet from the house, clean a path where they can get to their mailbox. That's what I did to this old woman when I lived in Charlestown. I would clean the path behind her car, to the mailbox, to her front porch, and her sidewalk. And I cleaned out on both sides of her car. Well, if she had to leave, she could get to her car. But usually, one of her daughters or grandkids would pick her up and take her somewhere. Like I say, people, I'm going to be in a bad mood at Christmas time. The closer it gets to Christmas, I'm going to be in a grouchy mood. because mom and dad won't be there. And my birthday's around Christmas time. I hate because I always got my birthday presents on Christmas and got a birthday cake on my birthday. And I don't want anybody to be born a few days before or a few days after Christmas. Maybe December the 1st or 2nd won't be too bad. Hello. Yeah, I got a birthday coming up. It'd be after Christmas, but I ain't going to say what day. And I'm going to be in a grouchy mood. You know, I know it's just another year. But it be nice, people. Foxy ladies, listen to this. It'd be nice if I had a foxy lady to come here maybe Christmas Eve, spend the night, or come on my birthday, or stay, come Christmas Eve. If you ain't got no family, if you live close to me, spend Christmas with me, and birthday, But it won't happen. That's okay. That's one thing I like to have for Christmas. I got to check my pill container, see if I took today's medicine. I can't remember. All I do is go in the bathroom and check my container and see if I took Tuesday's pills. I don't know, since that snow, people, my inside kitty cats is going bananas. All they doing, running back and forth, back and forth. And now two of them sleeping. Two of them sleeping back there. That's Kathy and Alexi. I was reading the newspaper this afternoon, and Alex smacked me right in the face. She comes a running and smacked me right in the face. Why can't she walk in here, then jump on the bed? She comes a running. But kitty cats is funny. Even dogs is funny. I've been watching TikTok videos, YouTube videos, people with kitty cats. And if any of you watch TikTok, you see a girl at the zoo. You got, like the one I saw today was a orangutan. The girl kissed the orangutan on the glass. His mate came up and smacked the crap out of him. Just like those silverbacks. Man, their mate, how can you be jealous of a human? There's a glass between you. But I guess animals get jealous too. I talked to Trouble today. Her cat's still an a-hole, but not doing what it used to do. They're giving the cats loving and explaining to Trouble's daughter that Mommy's going to have a baby and you're going to be a big sister to the baby. and troubled the mother of the daughter. So that cat's still an a-hole. If looks could kill you, he would kill she would kill you. She said, I believe that cat in another life was a serial killer. Hey, anything's possible, people, in reincarnation. I believe I was a P-51 Mustang pilot. Because I had a thing as a kid about P-51 Mustangs. Another one that I think, I was a German, maybe a German officer or something during the German war. You know, I don't know, but that's weird. If I was to get a young, foxy lady that maybe she still can have, well, you could be 60 years old and still have a kid. Can I put up with babies? With my heart problems, my heart attack, and stuff like that, not supposed to get upset. But I was listening to the police radio, people. When it snows, nobody pays attention. Nobody pay attention when they're driving. When it snows, you reduce your speed. They had a few slide-offs last night and early this morning. And I don't know if that was the Henryville. Oh, I think it was more down about the 16-mile marker. That's where you got 1, 2, 3 truck stops. And they was getting into the truck stops early. You got the Pallet, the Love, and the Thornton's truck stop at the 16-mile marker of I-65. And you got one at the 19. It's a gas station. Maybe a Circle K, I'm thinking, at the 19-mile. There's room to park, but I don't classify that as a truck stop. You truck drivers knows what I'm talking about. A place where you take a shower, a place where you can wash your clothes, things that you can buy for your truck, CB radio, headlights, turn signal, stuff like that. But that Circle K or whatever it is, it's not like that. And you can buy diesel fuel and DEF, but they got room to park. I don't know how many trucks you can park in there, but most of your truck drivers, they got the word. They was getting in the truck stop, spending the night, but this one was parked, I guess maybe around the 16 or 19 somewhere, and slid off the road. A tow truck had to get him or her. Just like people, when I used to drive an 18-wheeler, drove a Transmatic, that's all in plasma. Texas, Texas something. Holland Swinging Meat, that was 76. And I always made it a rule, people. When it snows and it's getting dark, I'm going to find me a rest park or a truck stop to get in for the night. Because you got to give the highway department a chance to clean all that snow and ice off and put the salt down, everything that they need to do. Hello. Okay. The guy, that's my father, Robert Cartwright. That's my mother, Margaret, and my daughter, Gina. Dad was was a Mason. My mom was in Eastern Star. That deal there, she was the grand organist for Eastern Star in Indiana. And Gina's now in her 40s. I'm not going to say exactly how old. And she was a pretty good daughter, but she could be an a-hole sometimes. And we got about, I guess, 3-inch. Yeah, it's Gina. Yeah, she comes on here, but sometimes she gets a little crazy. With her mom and me mixed together, she could be hell on wheels. No, it happens. I'm a a-hole. I mentioned I'm a a-hole when I was younger. I admit I was a bad kid growing up. I wasn't perfect. I started drinking alcohol and smoking Mary Jane at 12 years old. And I was classified as a teenage alcoholic and a teenage drug addict. I went to school drinking. I went to bed drunk. You all remember back in the younger days, you had those yellow or orange medicine bottles. You could take your medicines to school. I used to put peppermint snobs in those medicine bottles, and I mix it in with chocolate milk. Usually by third or fourth period, I was kind of tipsy. But people, I've been sober from drugs and alcohol 25 plus years. No Mary Jane, no bottle acid, no beer, no whiskey. Like I said, I wasn't perfect. And you foxy ladies, when I was drinking, you had to watch out. Because I get real lovable when I'm drinking. You do stupid things when you're drinking. Have I ever woke up to an ugly lady when I was drunk? I can't remember. I've been one, there's a bar I was at. This around New Year's Eve, years and years ago, maybe back in the 70s. And this woman was ugly. The more I drank, the uglier she got. But you all people, when you're drinking, you got to be careful. Your girls, it's old enough to drink. You got to be careful. Now they put the rape rape drug in your drinks. So you be careful. If y'all gonna drink, make sure you buy enough and take it home. Or drink at the house. And you know your mate's not gonna put a date rape in your drinks. You know, that's the best thing to do. 'Cause New Year's Eve is coming up. To me, New Year's Eve is amateur night. That's when all you wannabes wants to go out and drink. I knew this drunk. He was in the barber shop. And Jack asked him, said, "You gonna go out tonight?" He said, "No, it's amateur night." People, it is amateur night. Usually people won't go out and drink like that except New Year's Eve. And I'm going to warn you all, today is December the 2nd. Cops is looking for people who's drinking and driving, especially New Year's Eve. Hey, I did in my 20s. I done stupid things. Well, my first bar was 26. My first bar was 16 years old. I was 16 years old and 15 years old, but I was driving at 16. And I went into this bar in Charlestown. They call it the Horseshoe Bar and Grill, which it's not there anymore. And one of my school teachers owned the bar, him and another guy. And Larry Dean was an algebra teacher. Plus, he was into racehorses. I went in there on my birthday. And Larry told the bartender, "Check his ID." And he said, "Larry, I know he's 21. He's been coming in here for a year or longer." So I showed him my ID. He looked at my ID. "Today's your birthday?" I said, "Yeah." And he just shook his head. Because I looked like I was 21 at 16. I looked like I was about 25 years old at 16. He said, "Give him all his money back. He can drink on the house. If he gets drunk, have somebody take him home." That's exactly what they done. I was taken home. I got drunk on my 21st birthday. And when my son turned 21, he went to his first bar, and I think that's the only time he drank. Because he grew up with his uncle drunk about 24/7. He never did see me drunk. So you could say I was kind of on the good side. But like I said, hello, Jessica. How's my favorite adopted daughter doing? And I hope you had a good day. We got about 3 inches of snow today. I done a video this morning. I showed out my kitchen window and showed you snow on top of my car. That was about 3 inches, 3.5 inches. And I said, my son asked me last night, said, you gonna go get the newspaper, today, tomorrow? I said, well, if they call for 3 or 4 inches, no. Because the county don't really clean the roads off this good. Knock on wood. I want to give a big shout out to Scott County, Indiana. Maybe Clark County. I don't know. But the main road was clean. You can see blacktop. When I came out of my driveway, got up there, it was clean. I couldn't believe it. The 8 years I lived here, I never seen it that clean when it was snowing. Got up on 31, heading north to go to Scottsburg to the newspaper place and get me some newspaper and stop at the dollar store. Hello, Matthew. Welcome, my son. I'm going to say grandson, or maybe son. I don't know. And it was good. But right now it's about 26 outside. Let me walk into the hallway where I can see what the temperature is in here. Like I say, this house is well insulated. Oh. Sometimes I feel like I'm being ran over by a Mack truck. Oh. Well, it says it's 75. I got it sitting on 68. When, like I say, that's pretty good. Your house got to be well insulated. Your outside walls, you use that, you spray foam insulation. You seal all the cracks up. You get all the cracks. I know you put the other insulation, but if you spray foam it in, I guess they call it a closed seal or something, it gets all the cracks where no cold air is going to get through your outside walls. And you got to spray like in your roof, up, but you have to go up in your attic, spray the roof, and you got to have it insulated good. I got a heat pump, air condition and heat pump combination. Sometimes you might have an electric bill as high as $1,000. If you got an electric bill with a heat pump that high, that tells me your house ain't insulated that good. And you got to have double pane windows. You got to have double pane or triple pane windows. And you got to make sure when you build a house, when they put your window in, you want to spray that foam around your windows before you put your trim up. In my book. Or you put a door frame in. You want to spray foam around your door frame before you put your molding around your door frame. And when you put your electric outlets boxes into your wall, you want to spray foam around it. You can buy those insulated stuff you can put over your plugs, when you put the cover on. Same thing if you light plugs. That's what you call good maintenance. Well, they didn't go to school here today, here in southern Indiana or Kentucky, because we got about 3 inches of snow. And okay, you have a good day. Tell your mom and dad you love them before you go to bed. And you know why. Do your best. Matthew, don't give up on your dreams, grandson. Don't give up on your dreams. Never give up on your dreams. And people, don't you give up on your dreams. Follow your dreams. Any of you good-looking, foxy ladies that lives within 50 miles of me, and you got skinny ladies like a beanpole. You got the next one that's skinny, and one a little bit, a few extra pounds on, maybe about 100 pounds, 125. Then you got the chubby ones, and really got the fat ones. I was watching this one YouTube channel, and he shared this other guy's video, because I'm not subscribed to this idiot's YouTube channel. And you saw on it, they told him, your wife is fat. He kicked him off his YouTube channel. Well, the fact is, his wife is fat. Why would you be upset? She wasn't skinny, she was fat. She weighed over 200 pounds. She was fat. And he got mad and kicked him off his YouTube channel. How you going to grow your YouTube channel if you get mad because somebody said your wife is fat? They was just telling the truth. But your girls and your boys, I'm talking about men and ladies, boys and girls. Even your fat girl. There's guys that'll love you just like the way you are. You're guys that's fat. There's ladies that'll love you. They like that people out there that like fat people. And because of my age people, I like them, down, skinny. Not skinny as a beanpole. That's too skinny, but I take it. And because I look when I know, just with my age, fat people, they do die early. Because their heart can only do so much. You get down skinny, your heart won't work that fast. That's my opinion. And I want you all maybe go to a doctor or to a hospital. Thank a nurse for their service. Because nurses go through all kinds of stuff. They work in the ER. They see all kinds of things. They got the critical care, that the little babies or us old people or children if it's involved in an accident. They go through a lot. It takes a very special person to be a nurse. So the next time you go to a doctor or to a hospital, think a nurse. Oh, also, think a doctor too. And that's what I want you to do. And as I've told you people, when I get monetized, that's about 200 and some odd people I got to go. I'm not going to charge you a membership fee. You know, other people does on their YouTube channel, but they better than I am. And so, and like 709 told me, they get 15 to 20 inches of snow up there in Canada. He said that's common for Canada, getting 15 to 20 plus inches every year. Man, I wouldn't know what to do with that much snow. I would have to have a four-wheel drive. Let's see what the dollar store has going on. And I see they got potato chips, two for $5. No Christmas candy. No. Oh, they got cake mixes. Get one for $1. I don't have the thing to fix a cake. I do, but I never did cook a cake. And your foxy ladies, do any of you foxy ladies know how to fix persimmon pudding? Or do you know how to make dressing? I know you make it with bread and other stuff. I miss my mom's cooking. I had some good wives that, at least two good wives that was a heck of a cook. One of them, foxy lady, Christmas tree. Now, with my kitty cats, you know, I seen they advertise a Christmas tree. You take it out of the box, and you fold it down. It has the lights and everything on it. When you put it away, you push it up, and you put it in the little suitcase. I wouldn't mind something like that, but these kitty cats never been around a Christmas tree. I do have to buy me some laundry detergent, probably tomorrow. The Lordy, it's high. Anybody that lives close to me, I'm looking for one of those commercial type mop buckets where it'll have, you put that on there, you put your mop in it, you squeeze it there. If you live close to me, I like to have one of those commercial type buckets. I know they're making them plastic buckets cheap. I see they got 9 Lives cat food at $11.50. That's only a 12-pound bag. That'd be $40 if I buy something like that in a 40, equal to 44-pound bags of food. And you people, if you got snow, be careful. I want you all to be careful. Pay attention. Watch out for Rudolph. That's all of the dollar store. Let's see what Boomguard got. Birdseed, 5 pounds, $14. Wonder if they got a bigger bag of birdseed. Meow Mix, a 30-pound bag, is about $28. Why can't they have big bags of cat food, 44-pound bag or bigger? No, I don't understand that. You people on YouTube, why is dog food cheaper than cat food? I don't understand that. There's a 40-pound bag of dog food for $19. Why can't you get that in cat food? Does that make sense, people? Why is dog food $19? Cat food, something like that's around $30. That don't make no sense. I don't understand that. I guess there is some dog food that a dry dog food I can get. I would have to do an experiment. The outside cats probably wouldn't mind it. But people, I'm going to put my Christmas order in. You know what my post office box is. You know what my Cash App, PayPal is. I want a new laptop for Christmas. 1 gigabyte of hard drive, a good graphic card, and plenty memory or RAM, 8, 16 gigs of RAM. That's one thing I want for Christmas. And maybe a good-looking foxy lady for Christmas. And maybe some socks. I wear a size 12 shoe, so you figure what I need there. I did buy me 3 pairs of socks this summer up at the sale barn. I got plenty t-shirts. I wear t-shirts. I don't like long t-shirt, long shirts. Feels like I'm in a straight jacket. I got a hoodie that I'm going to get out tomorrow from Lincoln City Gifts. Look them up on your search engine, Lincoln City Gifts. And I got some sweatpants. I use them for pajama bottoms. I got a regular light jacket from Lincoln City Gifts. I'm going to give him a big shout out. And I want you to go to Lincoln City Gifts in your search engine. Look what they have. You'd be surprised what Lincoln City Gifts had. They got glass figurines, maybe a dolphin or maybe a cat. I can't remember. They got a bunch of stuff. If I was on a laptop, I could show you on my cell phone what they got. I want to give a shout out to Justin, Austin Garrett, all you people that's on my YouTube channel. I'm glad I'm not 16 people anymore. Because if I was 16, say 14 or 16 years old, I probably would have 15 to 20 kids by now. Because when I was 16, girls didn't look like they do now. Girls that's 13 look like they're 18. I tell you, parents, this is what causes this. When we get on milk comes from cows. Our government stepped in and our cows take steroids to help them produce more milk. And here we drink the milk. That's what it does to our daughters. I don't know what it does to guys. But girls didn't, what they look like now, when I was 13 or 16 years old, girls didn't look like that back there then like they do now. I was watching Maury, like I said. Girls 12 and 13 years old wants to have babies. I know it's an old show. This African American girl, she want to come a mama. Who would take care of the baby? Her mother. She babysits. And if the baby needs a diaper change, she gets her mother to do it. I watched 10 minutes of that show. I couldn't watch it no more. Because that was my daughter. She would get this up the side of her head. No, that's too young to become a mother. Girls, wait until you're 28 to start a family. Don't start it when you're in junior high or high school. I know your young girls wants to go to college or something like that. Don't believe a boy said, hey, it won't happen the first time. I tell you for a fact, you can get pregnant the first time, girls. That's a fact. There's other girls on this planet said the same thing. Guys is only want one thing. I want you to stay in school, go to college or a trade school, into the military. It depends what kind of field you want to go do. If you have a kid, you can't go to college, you can't do this or that. Just remember, kids, your mother and dad was your age at one time, boys and girls. They know every trick in the book. I know I hear kids say, Mom and Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. People, you forget, they was babies. They wore diapers or maybe cloth diapers. Just remember that. Your mommy and daddy loves you. And I know some kids don't have parents, they're divorced. Some parents is a-holes. Some kids said, you just a donor. Or you was a stud, mother fell in love with you, or stuff like that. Your parents love you, but you do have some a-hole fathers. You do have a-hole mothers. That's a fact. And I want to tell you some of your girls. I know it's your body. You, instead of having an abortion, give your baby up for adoption. Because there's people out there that cannot have kids. I was adopted. But my real mother had no choice. She got pregnant at 11 and had me at 12. I was what they call a black market baby. State of Indiana will not give me my birth certificate. I said, if you don't, I'm going to sue you. Because my mother, by law, in any state, 12 years old cannot sign a contract. Any lawyer would tell you a 12-year-old cannot sign a contract. You have to be over 18. But I love my mother, adopted mother, and adopted dad. I should have listened to them more. I should have paid attention more. You know, but we all got problems, people. We all got problems growing up. Because nobody is perfect. We all gonna make mistakes when we a kid. Try to do your best. That's all you can do is try your best. That's all you can do is try. Don't give up on your dreams. Follow your dreams. And it's happy birthday to anybody born today. Happy anniversary if you're born today. and thank a nurse and a doctor for their service because they do go through all kinds of stuff. And just try your best. Even your young kids, don't give up. Don't give up. As my dad and mom always told me, monkey see, monkey do. You know, your dad or mom might smoke or drink. You see it, and monkey do. Don't do that. Be nice to people. Be nice to us old people. Treat everybody with respect. I gotta go on a road trip tomorrow. Got to go to the bank, take some money out. And I have to go to Tractor Supply and buy 2 bags. Well, when I go to Tractor Supply, it's going to cost me close to $70 tomorrow. And I have to go pay my electric bill at the REMC there in Sellersburg. Then I have to go to Charlestown to the post office and stop at the JC store. My son got to pick medicine up. I'm going to go in there at the JC store, see if they still got those Wendy's hamburgers. If they do, I'm going to buy some. And you all have a good night. God loves you. God doesn't give up on you all. And I want you all to be good. Check on your neighbors. If they're old neighbors, check on them. See if they need anything. That's what I want you to do. Help your neighbors out. Like I said, people, help people out. Go to my description. At the, not on my YouTube videos, but when you go to my YouTube channel, look in the description. And you see my post office box, my PayPal, my Cash App. You could send me gift cards to help me out with my kitty cat. If you got a Tractor Supply, you can go there and get me a gift card. And you can look up on Tractor Supply and see what a 44-pound bag of multiple cat food costs. Indiana sales tax is 7%. What I need really, people, is 3 bags of 44-pound bag of cat food. That will last me a month. So you can send me stuff through the post office, for my kitty cats, or you can use PayPal or Cash App. I can use that to get canned food, stuff like that. Or you can buy things for my kitty cats. It's up to you. Or you get me a hoodie with kitty cats on the back of it or something like that. It's Christmas time. I wish I could do more to help people out. I can't. And Santa Claus, what I liked, besides a computer and a girlfriend for Christmas, I like to have a Jeep pickup truck, a new Jeep pickup truck. Or maybe something like a SUV, four-wheel drive. It has to be four-wheel drive new. And you people say, why new? Warranty, warranty, warranty. So, you all great out there. I want to thank all the Foxy ladies that'll watch this later. I love you all. We all deserve a second chance. God forgives us for our sins. That's why God is keeping an eye on me. He wants me to help you all out. That's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, us old people gets on here because we bored. We got nobody to talk to. We trying to teach you younger people how to survive, how to save money, put your money in gold and silver. Do that. And get you a couple jugs where you can put quarters in, and you put dimes in, nickels in, pennies in. You might get lucky and have a quarter that's worth maybe $1,000, or a penny it might be worth 100,000. They stopped making pennies. So save your pennies. So, you Foxy ladies, I love you. We all deserve a second chance. I don't care what you done in your past. I don't care if you've been in a county jail or prison. God gives you a chance. God is the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, your public defender, and 5-0. God is all of them. He makes the judgment. And I love you all. I want to thank you, Foxy ladies, for watching my videos. And I wish somebody lived within 50 miles of me. I would appreciate have a Foxy lady from Scotts County, Indiana. Your ladies in Scott County, Indiana is very polite. And I want to thank you all. You can send gift cards through the box, or hoodies with kitty cats on it, or number one kitty cat master or something, or number one grandpa, or anything. And I thank you all. Thank you all that gave me the thumbs up and subscribe to me. God loves you. See, tomorrow's Wednesday. You never know when I'm going to be on here. So subscribe where you will get a notification.
Help me get my subscribers up where I can get monetized and have some extra money coming in to help to put a new roof on my house, get me a new riding lawnmower or a new zero turn, because zero turn is 60 plus inches. That means I can cut my yard in 15 to 20 minutes. I love you, sweet people. God loves you. You are welcome here anytime. Thank a nurse and a doctor. If you all know any truck drivers, thank them for their service. Look what truck drivers do to us, our food, our clothes, our house, TVs, computers, stuff like that. Thank a truck drivers. They don't get that, people. I love you all. There you go, foxy ladies. We all deserve a second chance. If anybody calls me on the phone, make sure you leave a voicemail. Because I get so many spam calls, it goes to voicemail. If they don't leave a voicemail, I know it's a spam call, they get deleted and reported. So I love you all, and good night.